that win over Osaka, I think, wonders for Pavlyuchenkova's confidence. Naomi had really started to play very, very well on the grass, the best that I've seen her ever play, and I think she was bitterly disappointed. That was a big opportunity for Naomi. But good signs.
For which of these two, Chrissy, do you think a nice positive start is most important?
Well, obviously, I think both of them. I mean, you always want to get a good start. You want to feel comfortable on the court. You want to get the nerves down, under control. When we're talking about getting a good start, Sabalenka, the #1 seed, lost the first set to Sigamon 6-4. Right now, and she won the second set 6-2, but she's down a break in the third, 4-3. That would be a huge upset if Laura Sigamon would win this match.
That is an understatement, isn't it? Do you think these two obviously would have been aware of that match? How much of that result comes into the thinking of these two prior to this quarterfinal match?
I think not that much right now. I think they have enough to worry about with each other. You really don't want to be distracted. You want to be totally focused if you're playing the quarterfinals of Wimbledon and you're not thinking about future matches at all.
Was referencing in the pre-match studio time, controlling the center of the court.
Well, they both have similar games. It's just going to be who plays the aggressive game better and who has less unforced errors in the process of trying to go for winners.
The only thing that will do for a great conference, Chrissy, is the fact that she's won all three of their previous meetings. This is the first on this surface. They first met in Indian Wells back in 2018. Amanda winning that one in straight sets. Their last match was in Washington in 2024. A little tighter, that one. 6-4 in the third, but 3 wins out of 3 is a nice prospect coming into a big match like this.
For sure. And again, Anisimova is playing the best tennis and is ranked higher than she's ever been ranked since coming back from that 6-month break. So I think she's full of confidence.
Amanda Anisimova to serve.
She's up to 442.
Oh no, it was out.
This time last year was ranked 189 in the world and amazingly lost in the last round of qualifying in these championships.
And then she's a win away from reaching her first Wimbledon semifinal. So it's one of the better comebacks that we've heard about for a long time.
Yes!
Trying to run around that backhand and take it on hit a big forehand.
Anisimova broke into the world's top 20 for the first time in her career after winning her first WTA 1000 title in Doha earlier this season, up to number 8 in the live rankings now.
Yes!
And we're going to see this type of tennis. We're not going to see any long rallies and, moving corner to corner. We're going to be seeing big serves right off the bat, 3 points there and explosive ground strokes. But these rallies will be probably 3-4 shots.
Yes!
30.
Oh
She's
no!
fit, healthy,
I thought it
plays a lot
was
of tennis this
it.
season, which is always nice. 29 wins and counting, 27 at WTA level. This is her 15th event of the year. Remember, last season she only played in 14 in total, so it's been nice to see her playing week in, week out.
She's much more engaged, isn't she? And disciplined in her fitness, disciplined in her diet, and disciplined in
34.
every part of her life. She says now she's thinking completely about tennis and nothing else. She really felt like before she took the break, she had burnout and she was missing out on so many important parts of life, of living. And we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yes!
Bit of a serve under pressure, facing Jake One. Has played well on the grass this season, 10-2 is her overall record. She made the finals of that new WTA event at the Queen's Club before losing to Tatiana Maria. What a wonderful story that was. And
Yes.
also made the quarterfinals in Berlin. So she played a lot of tennis on this surface and is starting to warm to it very nicely now.
Yeah.
Yes!
Anything in the middle of the court,
Advantage.
Anisimova's going to just smother that ball. She has depth. She hits a heavy ball. She hits a hard ball. And she loves to step in inside the baseline and just go for those winners quick off the bat if she can.
Yes!
Watch out for that backhand
No.
down the line. That's her gold shot right there.
Yes!
It just seems like
Anisimova.
Pavlyuchenkova is going for a little bit too much, taking a
Anisimova
few
leads
too many
by
risks.
3 games to
Let's
none.
have a look at Amanda's recent rankings rise in the summer of 2024. 176, played well in Washington, started to move up a little bit there. Finalist in Toronto last summer, that allowed her to break into the world's top 50. Winning in Doha allowed her to break into the world's top 20 for the first time, now in the world's top 10. That's on the live rankings. Came into these championships at 12. That was a new career ranking off the back of playing so well on the grass, especially at Queen's Club.
Love 15.
And Chrissy, you know, with all the experience you've had here of winning no less than 3 singles titles, once you get into the middle of the second week, these courts start to firm up. The ball starts to bounce a little higher. That will certainly play to Amanda's strengths.
Yeah. It plays more like a hard court, and the point of contact is really around the waist area, which the players like. In the beginning of the tournament, when there's a little dew on the court, the bounces are very low. You're hitting around your knee area, and you really have to bend down and put a lot of topspin on your shots.
If there is an Achilles heel in the Pavlyuchenkova game, it does tend to be the serve, particularly the second serve. She can throw in a whole host of double faults, so we'll keep an eye on that too already for her.
Well, the match is already going quickly against Anastasia. Ooh, she had a play on that shot.
15, 30.
Anisimova. I think that's going to be strategy of both the players, knowing that, as Brad Gilbert said, they're not the quickest players out there. I mean, if we're going to nitpick and say what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses, what the weakness of both these players would be mobility around the court, especially in long rallies.
Yes!
So a drop shot would be a perfect ploy, perfect answer to that.
Both return exceptionally well, so they'll be feasting off any looks they get at opponents' second serves today. 2 more break points here.
Yes!
Nice pace generated off the steam of the cup final tomorrow. Nice, bright, positive start for the American here. Incredibly, already up a double break.
What do you do when things get tough? You don't give up. You stand your ground. If you've been diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer and have tried hormone therapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is not chemotherapy. It's a different treatment that targets PSMA-positive cells. It's now FDA approved after 1 hormone therapy and before chemotherapy. Pluvicto involves contact with radioactivity, which may increase the risk for cancer and cause fetal harm. Drink plenty of fluids, urinate often, use contraception, and talk to your doctor about ways to reduce the risk of exposing others to radiation during and after treatment. Pluvicto can cause low levels of blood cell counts, kidney problems, and infertility. Tell your doctor if you have weakness, pale skin, shortness of breath, bleeding or bruising more easily, an infection, or changes in urination. Side effects include decreased blood cell counts, tiredness, dry mouth, nausea, appetite loss, joint or back pain, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Pluvicto, because every day without cancer progression is a victory.
Welcome back to the Championships Wimbledon. ESPN's coverage is proudly presented by Barclays.
So many tennis fans aren't lucky enough to get tickets up to Central #1, so the place to be is Henman Hill. Then look at that, absolutely packed. Once you get your position there, do not leave, whatever you do, because people are waiting in hordes to try and make it up there. It is the place to be. You can bring it over your picnic, or you can end at the southern end of the All England Club and hit the Village Bar and get something to quench the thirst there on another beautiful day here. It's day 9 of our live coverage, so we're getting in amongst the quarterfinal matches. Drama. Centre course over on ESPN on the right there. Sabalenka, world #1, top seed. Never been able to win these championships.
Right.
4-all in the deciding set against Sigerman there, Chrissy.
Yeah, and she's up 40 love. She looks like she's going to hold serve pretty safely. So, I mean, she's got her game back a little bit in the second set, but just not used to Sigerman, just the craftiness of her, the low slices, the chopping, the different paces she's throwing at her.
She's a disruptor, that's for sure. Yeah. You can get across that with Mary Jo Fernandez and Cliffy Drysdale on ESPN. We'll keep you updated here, but
one thing that Sabalenka has learned well over the years is to reset. And even if she's losing, to just problem solve, find a way, not get emotional, and to reset. And that's really what Anisimova has to continue to do well, is to keep that composure, because she has a tendency to get upset and look at her box and make gestures like that. Came at the right time. And
she's spoken very openly, hasn't she, about the fact that that's something that she's very much working on.
Yes.
Seeing the glass half full as opposed to half empty.
And that was her box. We're going to say that Rick, Rob, and Shoddy are
the big three.
Yeah.
As far as
her
she's
coach,
concerned.
her conditioning coach, and her physio. Anisimova is just making air after air, just trying to get on the board right now. Just, knows that she needs to be the one to hit the winner, but going a little bit overboard so far, beginning of this first set.
Of course, it's so nice to see
30-40.
competing and enjoying that process once more. She's been very open, Chrissy, about all of her trials and tribulations over the course of the last couple of years, falling out of love with the game, and how important it's been for tennis in general to lead the way in accepting mental health issues.
Yeah. Of course, Osaka started that conversation a few years back, but she felt burned out. She felt mentally burned out, and she took a mental health break. She went into a therapy program. She went back to school. She hung out with her friends. She really felt like her life wasn't balanced, that it was 100% tennis, pure intensity, and so she just took it upon her own and took 6 months off, and she's come back much, much better. But, I think burnouts start when you're a junior. The accumulation of years, and she started playing tournaments when she was 8 years old. So think about all those years that she had that pressure on her, and it's just not a normal life for a kid. They're supposed to go out and have fun and not feel pressure. And I don't think people realize that. They see the money and they see the traveling and they see the trophies, but they don't understand that it really disrupts growing up in a normal way.
There's a lot of losing in tennis as well, isn't there? So a great deal depends on how you view success, whether it's the process of becoming a better player or whether it's all about winning and losing.
Domination so far from Amanda Anisimova. Very cool, collected, taking her spots, her targets.
Anisimova leads by 4 games to none.
Very frustrated, Pavlyuchenkova, who she will have to problem solve right now and figure out a way. I just think drop shotting and getting Anisimova, maybe off the court a little bit more, trying to move her around would help. But we'll see if Anastasia changes her game.
Got to do something here and be quick about it. Love 4 down in a matter of minutes.
That's better. She really moved her right in the corner, and that's what she needs to do. And I want to go back to the burnout that Anisimova have. Also, the problem in tennis versus like in a team, it's an individual sport, and at the end of the day, you're either a winner or a loser, and that's how you feel about yourself, and that's how you view yourself, and that affects your self-esteem and your confidence and your identity.
13.
And it's not normal for a teenager or a youngster or even anybody at that point.
She's still young, 23 years of age.
Of course, we haven't even talked about social media and the shaming that goes on, the hate that goes on, that a lot of these tennis players receive.
And second serve.
Something that's an older generation of players didn't really have to deal with it.
No.
Something that all of the players in this day and age have to get used to.
And second serve.
Well, Pavlyuchenkova, she's 34 now, so she kind of started her career in the previous generation of players and has transformed her ability to now compete with this generation.
Yes!
She's been a major finalist. She's been a major finalist as Pavlyuchenkova. That was Roland Garros in 2021. Lost to Barbora Krejcikova, who was the defending champion here at these championships this year. Had a great little run there before losing 6-4 in the third. 9 other major quarterfinals. So she's knocked on the door on numerous occasions.
She's had her tough time this year, too. I mean, we talked about it. She's had Lyme disease, and she's been, playing on and off, but was bedridden, was on antibiotics, and she had that brain fog, the headaches, the fatigue, and it's been a tough year for her. So that's why it's so remarkable that she's doing well here.
Yes!
There you go, Anisimova. You see that sight a lot inside the baseline. And just controlling the point, hitting winner after winner after winner, and putting Pavlyuchenkova on the defense right from the start of the point. It's the first strike. Who gets the first strike of the ball?
First strike gives Pavlyuchenkova something to build on in this opening stats after a wonderful start by Anisimova.
Not getting the results you expect? Don't use AI trained on any old data when you can use AI trained on your data. The AI built for business. IBM.
Look at that hottie, the Takis Fuego meal. Wendy's spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis chips and Fuego fries inspired by Takis. So Takis fans, you're welcome. And new Takis fans, good luck. For an intense new take on Takis, gotta be Wendy's.
Introducing Propel Energy Boost. With caffeine
Citicoline, and Gatorade electrolytes to boost your focus and rehydrate your body. Propel Energy Boost with caffeine and Citicoline.
Well, there's no doubt that this was a scary moment for Aryna Sabalenka, but in the end, Chrissy, she found a way to progress through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, I mean, she really dug herself a hole, but she got out of it, figured it out, kept her emotions intact, and just lifted the level of her play and produced another 3-set match when she was down, and she won. She figured it out.
She waits the winner of this one now. Relief, I think, more than anything else for Aryna Sabalenka. Nice little run by Arda Sigemund there. 37 years young she is, so she'll remember this event for the rest of her days. Still one of the best doubles players in the world, but a big surprise making it through to the quarterfinals of the singles.
Has a game different than anyone else on the tour. Really, just the way she changes paces and slices and dices.
Yes!
She just, affects the rhythm of the ball, doesn't give you the same 2 shots in a row, and just keeps you guessing the whole time. A great tournament for her.
Yes!
Full of confidence. Full of confidence. The problem with Anastasia can't do anything with her second serve, with Anisimova's second serve, because it is deep and it is powerful. It's hard to put away. I mean, she's been trying to, but it's been producing errors.
Nice bit of combination. That's some nice work with the return there.
14-15.
If you can force either of these women wide of that single sideline, gives you a good advantage in the rally thereafter.
Yeah, that was a good return of serve, and then she had the whole court to hit that winning shot.
Yes! No.
Trying to vary that second serve a little bit. Nothing wrong with that, given the lead that she had in the game. It's good to keep opponents guessing.
On the far left is Rick, her coach, and then Rob. And we talked about Shadi, the physio, who's been, like, to her, in her words, a guardian angel as far as her comeback is concerned. A good team she can trust.
Yes!
Well, then learn the ball drop and how to start again from the baseline. What a start here. 5-1 up in the opening 20 minutes or so. Big breakthrough earlier this year in Doha. That must have given her an awful lot of confidence. Broke into the world's top 20 off the back of that for the first time in her career.
She beat 6 straight top 40 players. She beat Azarenka, Badosa, Fernandez, Kostyuk, Alexandrova, and Ostapenko. those were huge wins for her. They were basically upsets. All those women were ranked ahead of her at the time, so that did have to give her a lot of confidence.
Making the final at Queen's Club, beat Sonia Cartel in the second round. Emma Navarro in the quarterfinals. Qinwen Zheng, gold medalist in Paris last year in the semi-finals, so played well this year.
30 love.
Well, when she was 17 and she reached the semifinals of the French Open, she beat Iga Swiatek and Sabalenka. She beat both those players, and then had Barty set in 3 love. Really could have won that whole tournament.
Yes!
But she said, she admitted that after that tournament, being 17, everybody everybody was after her. Everybody wanted something from her, and she became famous, and that's when she started to feel pressure. And she had a target on her back and didn't really enjoy the game of tennis. You just have to find that right balance of, but it's hard because the tour is 11 months of the year. You don't have a lot of downtime.
30.
Yes!
Double on this opening set for Pavlyuchenkova.
Yes!
Forced for much of this opening set.
Yeah, she's feeling the pressure to really go for her shots, and she's, as a result, overhitting, going for too much.
So 26 minutes in, and it's Anisimova here with first set point. Very comfortable opening set. She just a set away now from making it through the final four here at the championships after a blistering start here on court number one.
Comcast Business helps turn the PGA Tour into a ticketless ticketing, multi-shot tracking, birdie putt obsessing, swag securing, global broadcast orchestrating. Will Billy be a winning?
Easy, Rich. No jinxing.
Tee-shot mashing, absolutely thrilling, game-changing golf experience. Powering the connectivity of the PGA Tour. Comcast Business.
When my hair started to thin, I wasn't feeling so confident.
I stopped hanging out with the guys because I didn't want to hear the wisecracks.
I started taking Nutrafol because I had seen that it worked with my friend.
Nutrafol really takes the time to do the research, to do the clinical studies, and I really respect how it works from the inside out.
Nutrafol was able to bring my hair back to life, and it keeps getting thicker and fuller. It felt real good to ditch the hat.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com. Wimbledon, now playing through July 13th on ESPN. Hey Google, let's go. I'm ready.
Your all-new Acura ADX with available Google built-in, crafted to match your energy.
You jumped up, down, up again. Boy, so double down on your morning with more good stuff. Swap that milk for silk with that tasty plant power. And you're feeling plenty good. Ooh-wee.
So Anisimova with a fine start to this quarterfinal match, but let's take you back around where she faced Linda Noskova from Czechia, the 30th seed, and things weren't going well in that deciding set for her.
This is where she lost her composure a little bit, and she has a tendency to get negative. She's such a perfectionist, you know, in her tennis, that she does get down on herself, looks over to her player box, but you can tell she's trying to breathe and she's trying to gain composure.
Key moment too.
And look at that, scurrying up to the net, moving so well. And the match started to turn around, and then this is match point where we see that backhand down the line, her golden shot.
And in these majors, Chrissy, there's always a match that you have to dig out when you're not playing well, isn't there? I mean, this was the run for Amanda.
Yes, this exactly. I mean, they should have been playing this for sure. She's down there right now playing a lot better, but tears of joy from her. Just a whole spectrum of emotions when she plays a match, isn't there? She really, but she did well to control herself, and as a result, she's playing so well this match. I think it just relaxes you and keeps you loose when you come through a tight battle like that.
It's been an amazing 12 months, hasn't it? Worth reminding you that this time last year was ranked 189 in the world, lost to Eva Lees in the last round of qualifying here, didn't make it through to the main draw. Now, off the back of this run, is up to number 8 in the live rankings, so now firmly encased inside the world's top 10, and of course that ranking could improve further still depending on how she goes from here on in. But first things first, she's got to take care of business today. She does lead Nadia Chekova by 1 set to love. What about Anastasia here, Chrissy? What does she need to do? If you were coaching her, what would you be whispering in her ear here?
I would be yelling at her. I wouldn't be whispering, first of all. I would tell her she's got to take more time in between points. That first set was over in a blink of an eye. She's rushing her shots.
Yes!
I would tell her, she's got to extend the rallies, and she should, try to move Amanda from corner to corner if she has opportunities. Try to hit some short angles, drop shot. I mean, what she's doing now hasn't worked. She's gotten blown off the court that first set 6-1 by trying to trade ground strokes with her. She's got to mix it up a little bit. Make Amanda feel uncomfortable on the court. Second serve continues to have depth and power, and again, it's hard to, as a returner, to do anything with it.
Yeah, she isn't making as many first serves as she would want, just 11 of 25, but she's won 8 of the 11 that have gone in on the first serve, and 8 of 14 of her second serves. Good numbers.
And I would tell her just to try to win this first game, get off to a good start.
That is the beauty of the point system in tennis. No clock to run down, so you can't draw a line in the sand off the back of losing the opening set. Doesn't matter what that scoreline is, doesn't affect the overall outcome. Got to remain positive, got to get a foothold in this set now if you're Nadia Chekova.
Like the match is beginning for Anastasia right now. That's the way she has to think. Get a little more energy. I'd like to see Anastasia jump up and down and show some more energy. Show she's into this match, that she wants it. Body language is very important at this point.
Yes! Shot with hitting that forehand down the line and the backhand, Chrissy.
Redirecting the ball. She's so good at that.
Yes! Oh no, it's a ball.
That was a better rally from Pavlyuchenkova.
That's the kind of rally she has to play. I mean, she mixed it up. She hit in the corners. She drop shotted her. She moved her around. But can she put together more points like this, Anastasia? She almost got that. She almost made that one.
Anisimova was moving
incredibly well. Yeah, she's moving a lot better.
Great little dig out of the backhand corner initially. good effect today.
Yeah, but that was a big point, huge point, deuce point. The serve is right to her. That was an unforced error there. She's got to really take advantage of these big points, these big opportunities when she has them.
Yes!
Another unforced error. Stop doing that.
It'll be a first. And for Anisimova. Not the first time she's made it through the quarterfinals here. Did so back in 2022, beating Coco before losing to Simona Halep. Earlier in the week, she was asked how her mindset perhaps has changed since the initial run to the quarterfinals.
My work ethic, and I feel like my professionalism has took a whole 360. I prepare myself as best as I can, and I really everything is centered around my tennis and how I can prepare the best that I can and recover for my matches. Maybe a few years ago I wasn't doing it quite to that extent, and everything was also pretty new to me. I mean, considering I was still young at that point when I got to the quarters. But yeah, I think ever since I took my break, I just found this new perspective and this newfound sense of, fighting for everything and accepting the challenges that come and embracing them.
I think she meant 180 there, didn't she, Chrissy? But we knew exactly what she was talking about.
Yeah. Well, I think she has a better understanding that at her age right now of what is expected of her to be the best player she can be, and that's hard work. And I don't know if she was willing to put in that hard work before, but I do now. I know that she is now.
Yes!
Also, what is expected off the court.
15.
That's the other thing. And understanding the pressures that come along with being a top player. If you're going to win, you're going to be a target. And you've got to deal with that, learn how to deal with that. Okay, well, Anastasia's showing a few more positive signs
13,
of
15.
hitting to the corners, of getting some good first serves in, maybe feeling more comfortable on this big #1 court, and being in the quarterfinals, which she's not used to being. She has such solid technique, Anisimova, on both her forehand and her backhand. Reminds me of Lindsay Davenport a little bit, the way she hits the ball.
Lindsay was so good, wasn't she, with pace and depth. So good.
Yeah.
40, 13.
Little help through the line there. It's always nice. Takes about 5 miles an hour off the serve, so it's so difficult as the returner, especially when you're taking it that early, to make that adjustment with the timing.
Well, you have to expect you're going to get some bad bounces on grass, and you just have to let it go. It's out of your control. There's another good serve, though. She's getting more first serves in, and to the body, right into the body.
How can she get that back a break of serve? You've referenced her returns. Chrissy, the fact that she's missed too many, and when she's made them, way too many here dropping short, which then allows Anisimova to attack and get on the front foot.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's mid-court balls. Anisimova just crushes any opportunity that she has, and she's even starting to come into the net now after hitting those shots, which shows me she's really confident. That was a little more depth.
15.
Nicked as well, but it was dealt with nicely by Anisimova. You can always tell how confident a player is with the ease at which they're able to change the direction of the oncoming shot without missing.
Yeah, serve +1. It's her
13.
special.
Yes!
And I've said this whole tournament. If you want to win this tournament, you have to have a big serve. You have to have a serve that will hold up under pressure. You have to have a serve that you can rely on, that's going to win your games. It frees you up then to return serve.
Those IBM match stats, just highlighting the fact that she's not making as many first serves as she would want, but at the moment, it hasn't proved too problematic.
Hasn't needed to. Again, that second serve is so good. It's like, it's okay if she misses her first serve because that second serve is a weapon in itself.
Average second serve speed 100 miles an hour, which is
huge.
nice and tasty. Pavlyuchenkova, on the other hand, just 91 miles an hour. Again, the idea was a good one. When you're 40 love up, you can try one or two different things.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that at 30 all, but at 40 love up, that's fine. She's just got to continue to play the way she played that first set. That's all she needs to think about. Anisimova doesn't need to change a thing.
That's a really nice combination. Anisimova 5'11", so if you can get the ball back behind a tall opponent on grass, Chrissy, it always tends to work very nicely.
It's hard to change directions on grass. It really is difficult. But you can see, getting Anisimova into the corners will be effective if Anastasia can do that.
See, she's starting to get frustrated with her inability to return effectively, so allowing Anisimova hold comfortably. A set and 2-1 is the lead now.
The funny thing about context, you don't notice it until it's gone. Suddenly, the game you've known your whole life feels unfamiliar. Context doesn't shout, but it changes everything. With IBM's AI, you don't just watch the game, you understand it. IBM, turning data into insights, scores into stories.
I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. This is again.
Take a look at our IBM tournament update now. Good news for the Americans earlier today on this court. Taylor Fritz getting a bit of Karen Hashinoff, a little bit of a wobble in the third set, but came through when it mattered most to win in 4. Becomes the first American man to reach 2 of the previous 4 major semi-finals since, of course, Andy Roddick in 2009. A little bit of a fright for the top seed in the women's draw, Arina Sabalenka. She was able to win in 3 sets. She's now won 11 of the last 13 major matches when losing the first set, so finding a way to win when she's not playing her best tennis, that's always so crucial if you're going to get your hands on a major trophy. What a wonderful day it is today to be here at the championships. This is the second match of the afternoon out on court 1, women's quarterfinal action.
Yes!
We're not in the quarterfinals last year.
I think you're right, Chris.
Yeah. It took you a while to answer, but
Just checking.
Yeah,
Just double checking.
That's hard to. That just shows the depth in the women's game, doesn't it? New names are coming along. It's wonderful to see.
15.
Crucial game this for Pavlyuchenkova.
Yeah, she's made some inroads so far in the second set. She's playing a little bit differently, getting some more balls in the court, moving Amanda around a little bit. Oh, look at that. It was a big first serve, but Amanda just crunched that return.
Yeah, the difference in the quality of their returns, chalk and cheese so far today. It's a fourth, but they've come at inopportune moments for Pavlyuchenkova. And this one here allows Anisimova another opportunity to get a look at a couple of break points.
Slipping away very quickly. Oh, it's one of the
13,
rare
14.
unforced errors she's made. She's been so consistent. Every part of her game has worked. Amanda Anisimova, the power, the consistency, the movement has been there. Set one, look at the unforced errors. Are few.
That's why Pavlyuchenkova has to apply a little scoreboard pressure. It's a huge match for both players, so there's no doubt both will start to feel it a little bit when the finish line comes well within sight. That'll be the next challenge for Anisimova if she continues to play this well.
Yeah.
First signs there of frustration.
Yes.
Better serve there.
Advantage, Pavlyuchenkova.
Pavlyuchenkova's had her moments in these championships as well. She responded very nicely against Sonny Cartel in the fourth round when she got stiffed really by the umpire when the electronic line calling system went down.
Came at a crucial point in the match also. It was so obvious it was out. The umpire felt like he had no power to overrule it.
Maybe she managed to turn the opening set around, got the winning straight sets to move through the quarterfinals, gets the hold there as well, so that's really good. Some nice positive body language as well. That gives her something to build on now in this set.
I got a little fist pump there going.
Why no pajamas today, Chrissy? And
wait, was he wearing pajamas?
No.
No, he's not. Okay. Her boyfriend, by the way, we have to explain that, usually wears silk pajamas to her
all day,
matches.
Every day. Players getting ready to make their entrance on centre courts. Big day for Cam Norrie, the only Brit surviving in the men's and women's singles.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm set.
You're pumped.
For the upset.
15.
Congrats. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, let me tell that.
Yes! It's not but it's a big ask. There's no doubt about it. They're getting ready to move out on set score. You can get across that if you wish on. So yes, why not?
Again, as you said it, Jason, it's the redirection of the ball that makes Anisimova so good. That is not easy. That takes a lot of timing. It takes perfect timing on your shots. It's so much easier to hit cross-court, 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 repeatedly. She really mixes it up.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience there, Chrissy.
Well, I know you need timing to do it. Anisimova has excellent timing on her shots. Good feel.
Piles the pressure on opponents, takes time away from them, always makes them feel so rushed in the midst of these rallies once they fall behind.
Well, as soon as you see your opponent running off the court, into the doubles alley, that's when you should sneak into the net because you know you're going to get a ball that's going to pop up, a defensive shot. There's
truly world-class shot that back at 3-2 now.
I feel like new sunglasses, like brand new pair of jeans. I feel like taking chances. I feel like brand new.
Celebrity cruises. Nothing comes close.
For years, everyone thought Verizon had the best network, because they did. But now the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. Some fancy experts finished a network test, and T-Mobile sort of opened a can of whoop-up. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G, with more towers, and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and Insta-talk and say, "You won't believe where I am." Seriously, where am I? Hey, I got signal.
Welcome back to the Championships Wimbledon. ESPN's coverage is proudly presented by Barclays.
Sunday here in SW19, qualifying action for the top half of the women's tour. Bottom half as far as the men are concerned. 4 matches on the card today. Win for Taylor Fritz initially. One American through the final four. Can Anisimova join him?
Yes!
Against the Lapa Sigmund, beat her in 3 sets, so she awaits the winner of this one.
She's probably watching this match. I mean, she is on the losing end of matches with Anisimova. Anisimova, believe it or not, has beaten her 5 times, the #1 player in the world, and lost to her 3 times. So, I mean, if she should win this match, is she going to feel confident? She should feel confident knowing that she has beaten her before, and that Sabalenka will have a little fear in playing this 23-year-old. But the match isn't over yet.
There can be many players, Chrissy, that have played the world #1 that many times and have a winning record. What's allowed her to beat her 5 times? What do you see in her game?
She's matched her power. And she's, I think, better at redirecting the ball. I mean, Sabalenka has a lot of power also, but I don't think she redirects quite as well as Anisimova. Anisimova can also hold her. But this is different Anisimova right now, but it's also a different Sabalenka. Having the times that Sabalenka has lost to her, she has not been #1 in the world, and she is wearing that #1 badge really well and full of confidence.
It's a badge she wears with great pride, isn't it?
Yes. And fun. She has a lot of fun with it. Waiting for the ball to come, nothing rushing with her.
And the screen signalling she knew how important that point was at this juncture in the match.
I had a lot of topspin on it too. She really whipped that ball cross court.
Another chance to break here, a 3rd in this 2nd set. What to do over there? Look at the response.
Very dependent on her player box, isn't she? Some players never look up. They're self-contained. Others look up after every point for assurance.
She's wearing her heart on her sleeve at the moment.
Yes!
You like to see that the back of a big miss on the previous point, having the courage to go for it again.
And to hit it down the line, I mean, that is the shot. That is a tough shot. Cross court would have been a more conservative, comfortable shot.
Yes!
Seals the break. She
Anisimova leads by
14 in the second set.
4
Couple of games away from a place in the semi-finals. Let's have a little look at their head-to-head records. Anisimova, you're so right, Chrissy, has a winning record against Sabalenka. 5 wins out of the 8 previous matches. 4 meetings in majors, no less. 2 apiece as far as they're concerned. As far as Pavlyuchenkova is concerned, 2 apiece in their 4 previous matches. So both have actually fared fairly well against Sabalenka.
Yeah, and they're both playing better tennis when they played before. I mean, they're both at a different level right now, especially Sabalenka.
15 love.
Yes!
Let's see how Anisimova responds to this. Nice deep breath. She said that that's something that she's been working on with her team when she feels the pressure, staying calm, trying to get the heart rate down.
She's finding the open court every time. Anisimova just. her targets beautifully.
IBM match stats highlighting the fact that Anisimova, with 16 winners compared to 4, has just been dictating play beautifully right from the off.
Yeah, dictating the middle of the court. Redirecting the ball so well. Keeping Anastasia guessing where she's going to hit the ball. And that serve has been incredible today as well.
And winning almost 80% of the first serve points so far.
Her team's got to be very happy with the way she's playing. Again, a big second serve when she needed it.
Huge accuracy right through the line. One response off the back of the break. Incredibly, Amanda Anisimova is getting away from victory.
We can't get enough of the WNBA.
Dallas Wings select Paige Beckers.
With more stars and more heat than ever. Ridiculous! Vegas at New York. Tonight at 8 on ESPN.
What?
Beautifully.
IBM match stats highlighting the fact that Anisimova, with 16 winners compared to 4, has just been dictating play beautifully right from the off.
Yeah, dictating the middle of the court. Redirecting the ball so well.
Yes!
Anastasia guessing where she's going to hit the ball. And that serve has been incredible today as well.
And winning almost 80% of the first serve points so far.
Her team's got to be very happy with the way she's playing. Again,
yes!
big second serve when she needed it.
Huge accuracy right through the line. One response off the back of the break. Incredibly.
Still fighting hard though. Anastasia down 6-1, 5-2, but still has that look of it. She just loves to compete, and she still feels like she's in this match. I think the two serves have been the difference in the match as well.
Yes!
She just has to her serve, and very attackable, especially the second serve, and Anisimova's been doing exactly that.
That's been very obvious, hasn't it, right from the off. And this has been the round in which she stumbled most throughout the course of her career for Pavlyuchenkova. It would be a 9th loss in a major quarterfinal.
No, she went for too much that first set, and as a result has 20 unforced errors to only 5 winners. And boy, you like that number to be pretty much the same, winners and errors, the ratio.
Let's first serve.
Yes!
13.
I think when she has made that first serve, she's been so anxious to dictate play. She's been over-pressing from the back.
Yeah.
And that's contributed to so many missed shots.
Well, she handled Osaka's power pretty well. That was a big win for her.
That was in the third round.
Kind of surprising that she hasn't dealt as well with Anisimova's power.
With all due respect, quality of tennis for herself
14-13.
and Anisimova this season is way beyond what we've witnessed from Osaka, even though she is a 4-time major champion. Anisimova very much on the up. The same can't be said for Naomi, who is struggling a little bit now.
I thought Naomi was playing better grass court tennis, though, than I've ever seen her.
Yes!
She has dominated from the centre of the court, but she's also impressed me with the quality of her shot making out of the corners too.
Yes, but that movement, the court coverage is much better than it was before. She took the 6-month break, which shows me she's been really working out in the gym and working on her speed.
Nicely done. It comes down to enjoying the challenge as well, doesn't it, Chrissy? So if you're really enjoying what you're doing, you're going to do it a lot better than if you're doing it against your free will. And when she fell out of love with the game, she didn't want to train, she didn't want to practice, didn't want to pitch up, play tournaments, didn't like competing. Very different story now.
Be frustrating for Anisimova to see that she's, putting in some pretty good serves and hitting some pretty deep shots, and they're coming back better, deeper, harder.
Rocking or off balance, a worse feeling for a player than having to defend off balance most of the time.
See, by that smile and kind of a smirk on her face, I mean, she's such a perfectionist. She just can't understand how or why she's missing balls. And that can work against you a little bit, too.
That's good hold. Gives a fighting chance. I never know how a player's going to respond when they're serving for a match at any level, especially one
leads by
as important
5
as
games
this.
to 3. Second set.
So let's see how Amanda Anisimova responds here. A decent service game away from victory and a place in the semi-finals. Making really good use of the open court.
Yes! Oh no! That was in Amanda.
To go for all
That
her
was
shots. It doesn't matter what the score is. You'll never see her hit a passive shot or a defensive shot.
Loves to be in control of her own destiny.
13.
Yes!
Northeast in this set. Half a dozen overall now. Nicely done. That was a nice dig too from Anisimova. Shots are opposite.
Yeah, she wants them to respond, to cheer her on. Yeah, is it too late? She's starting this set. She's played a better set than the first set, but is it too late for her?
It's never.
It's never too late. Okay. set.
Maybe that was this far. Maybe you're back well and truly up against the wall. Sometimes it only takes 1 point. Change your mindset. Change your outlook. What can she fashion here?
Oh, she's jumping up and down. She's definitely got more positive energy going her way.
Let's. First up.
And it's Anisimova who's looking a little dejected, but if she just looked at the scoreboard and saw that she was up 6-1, 5-3.
But that's got to be fuel for Pavlyuchenkova too.
Yeah. Exactly. Seeing that body language. Anisimova's done such a great job at just putting the balls right on her shoelaces, right? She's just whipping those shots that are so low, not moving back, stepping in and hitting them.
Hasn't had many chances to break. Anisimova's played well when she's found herself break point down so far. From the return there.
Sometimes that happens when a player's so far behind, they just relax and they just go for broke. They go, what the heck, you know, and play more freely, play more aggressively, take more chances, and sometimes it works.
Like, break points here.
It is working for Anastasia so far. What a great serve.
Yes!
Great serve.
Created some lovely width with her serving today to both courts.
And it's a good sign that she's getting herself out of trouble with a big serve, too. That's holding up well.
Yes!
What will Anastasia do
Oh
with this second
no,
serve?
it's a fault.
Didn't need to do anything, Chrissy. Sign of a little more tension.
Double
And the Americans
fault.
aren't there. And another opportunity here, a third in this game for Pavlyuchenkova. She's missed it. And no response in that game from Pavlyuchenkova. Is it too little too late? She's back on serve now at 5 games to 4.
The Hill New York returns this summer.
Game away from victory in a place in the semi-finals. She has the opportunity to celebrate if she can keep it all together
What is
here.
it with Brits just drinking champagne in the middle of the day?
Middle of the day, well, they've been going since breakfast, so it's
What
now
is it,
almost
though?
dinner, so that's what you do when you're Chrissy, is it not?
Go out and exercise.
4-5 in the second set here. Plenty still to play for.
Well, looking at the stats, Anastasia's gotten 75% but she's won 75% of every time she's done her
15.
first serve in. And versus the first set, it was 50%. So remarkable improvement in the second set serving from Anastasia, and this needs to take place in this game right now.
A lot of players would prefer to have to break to seal victory, and you get the distinct impression that today against Pavlyuchenkova's serve, Anisimova here would still be really confident of breaking here.
Let's. First up.
In she comes now. She's got to look at a second, looking for more low-hanging fruit.
Under pressure to keep going for her shots.
That has been the problem for Pavlyuchenkova, just trying to win points when she misses her first serve. She's only won 5 of 15 so far in the match.
And Anisimova has broken her 4 times, so this is...
Missed by much, but just enough. How about that, Chrissy?
She's had such a bad luck with it in the last match and this match. And it's definitely out.
This is the moment. Anisimova went away from the place in the final 4, where Arina Sabalenka awaits.
Double fault, and she won the game.
Is move Anisimova corner to corner, but I keep saying this question, is it too late? Because Pavlyuchenkova has really started to play well this set and do the right things.
Yes, that's an opportunity there.
Pretty gutsy, because she hasn't been drop shotting much this match. To try a new shot, match point against her.
I think it's only a second.
Pretty bold.
Back to juice now.
Let's. First up.
Just got to get that first serve in. This point. Not give Anisimova another target. Good serving. Just tossed the ball into her, reached up and made sure it went over the net.
More pace than that, 109 miles an hour. Hit his spot beautifully.
Very often when players get nervous, they throw the toss too low, so she exaggerated that toss.
return beautifully. Fighting fire with fire now.
That's a great return, but I think it's a pattern that Amanda has, is when she's stretched wide to go back cross court. And I think Anastasia knows that. She was there waiting for it.
Just missed it. And it's a couple of games from Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. Excellent regular action here at the tail end of this second set, and it's almost even now at 5 apiece.
Second set.
Never easy, Chrissy. Always one of the biggest challenges of our sport. When you've had match points, you fail to convert, and on you go thereafter. How will Anisimova respond here? Can she stay in the present? She's spoken about the fact that she finds it difficult to do so.
That's always been her challenge. Again, getting down on herself. Important for her to be positive.
Love 15.
This is the biggest test she's faced so far today. For the first time in the match, it's Pavlyuchenkova who's just started to create a little bit of momentum. In a situation like this, games can slip away from you very quickly if you don't stay in the moment.
Yeah, you just have to take your time, too. And Pavlyuchenkova just fought so well. Came up with some good shots on big points. Now the pressure a little bit has moved over to Anisimova.
Yes!
Huge game, boy. Just Amanda wants to close this match in 2 sets and not have to go to a third after that lead. Pavlyuchenkova's feeling better about her game right now.
Yes!
Anastasia, though, hit a good shot, but it's right to her, right in the middle of the court. No placement at all. Amanda didn't have to move a step. She was ready for it, to attack it.
Yes!
Down the middle.
You've got to lock the server onto their heels, something that Novak Djokovic has done incredibly well throughout the course of his career.
Right, because it's a good return down the middle of the court, but you got to hit it hard, like you said, and get someone on their back foot. Those 2 returns were not deep. And another
Yes!
down the middle.
If
Amanda gets the point like this, the game is over. If not, we're going to tiebreaker.
Footsteps, led by a set of 5 games to 2. Pavlyuchenkova's played well since, but now serving at 5-6. Oh,
yes!
It's all about those 2 shots.
Already had match points, already squandered a sizable lead, but still seems to be nice and positive.
Yeah, she held her composure very well, Amanda.
Previous match against Amanda Anisimova from Czechia, when she had that wobble in the 3rd set, but then finished strongly, something we highlighted to you earlier.
Maybe that's helped her in this match.
No doubt.
She's very clear on what she needs to do.
15-13.
It's all or nothing, isn't it?
It's all or nothing. But if that ratio, she could hit 2 winners and then miss one, that's okay. I'll take that any day. And so will she.
Does she trust herself when it matters most?
Again, another wide shot from Anastasia that really gave her some problems. She hasn't been able to do that enough this match because Amanda has just hit so deep and so hard. I think she's going to crunch the second serve. What do you think? Return.
Undoubtedly so. That's the MO. Nice serve into the ribcage there, though.
14-13.
Look at the response there. She's feeling the moment.
Actually, I'm starting to think that into the body of Anisimova is the play.
Especially if she's standing right up on the baseline.
Yeah, I mean, she's tall, and it's hard to get around that ball quickly.
Now come on, Amanda, we gotta get that win. If Amanda Anisimova gets another point like this, the game is over. If not, then we go to the third and final
That was a
set.
good game to get out of trouble. She was down 30-11 that game.
Chekova's played a couple of times in these championships, won them both against Ashlyn Kruger in the second round and Sonny Cartel in the fourth round. First of the championships for Anisimova.
Yes!
She's been forced to defend much more often than she would have wanted, but she's risen to the challenge. Again, some nice variation from Pavlyuchenkova on serve.
She has some nice speed once she gets her first serve in.
Yes!
Pavlyuchenkova is requesting a replay of the call on the right baseline.
We referenced earlier that the electronic light system was unfortunately turned off in a previous match and sent to play, but she does have a back at this one.
It was in. This is unbelievable.
2-1, Anisimova. Thank you.
Criticised her Chrissy earlier in the set for not returning deeply enough when she went central. She did so there.
Yeah, the first set, we weren't seeing returns like that. But she lost the first set so easily. She knew that she had to put the heat on a little bit and go for more offer shots.
Nice adjustment. impression if Anisimova doesn't do it in 2 sets, things could go along very quickly in a third, given that she's had the 2 match points. She's led by a set and 5 games to 2 at one stage.
Yeah, Anastasia is starting to think that, recognize what's happening on the other side of the court, and that is Anisimova is making a few more unforced errors as the rally goes on.
These are the 2 match points that came and went in the 10th game, Chrissy.
They had some pretty long rallies here, but Anastasia was trying to get her corner to corner and moving her.
This was the miss, wasn't it? Look at this.
Yeah, tried a different shot, a drop shot, and Anisimova tried to return that the highest part of the net. Maybe should have tried to go cross court on that one, or drop it back. But I mean, a bold move by Anastasia to throw in a drop shot, her second of the whole match on match point down.
Very little to choose between the 2 here. This match is balanced on a knife edge at the moment.
And I feel like they both reached their A game. They're both playing high-level tennis right now. They found their games.
Checked through the service line there, affecting the timing of the return. Two huge serving points coming up here for the American. Tremendous hustle there from Pavlyuchenkova.
Anastasia is the one now controlling the middle of the court. She's stepping in. Her court positioning is further into the court now. So she's taking the ball earlier, running her opponent around.
Nice adjustment on the forehand with the ball coming into her body there. And another wonderful return. She's starting to read that slice serve beautifully. And amazingly, having saved the 2 match points in the 10th game, it's Pavlyuchenkova who once fell behind a set of 5 games to 2 not so long ago.
Oh, come
has
on.
3 set points to take us into a decider.
Both players keeping their cool really well under pressure. Nobody expected them to reach the quarterfinals, and this is for a big spot in the semifinals, this match.
On serve now, but still facing set point here at 5-6. return, wasn't it? So she fought fire with fire, then just didn't deal with the lower forehand well enough. So what a response from Anisimova there, 6-3 down.
3 points. She played boldly, aggressively, calmly.
So many twists and turns at the tail end of this second set. At the very highest order. On we go. What a return there, Chrissy.
I think they both realize that every second serve they've got to go for it. Every second serve return might be the softest ball they see in a rally. They've just got to go for it and take that chance.
It's going to be an even more bitter pill for Anisimova to have to swallow, having recovered from 6-3 down to 6 apiece if she does eventually lose this set.
Let's see how her composure is.
Set point number 4 here. Out of the corners.
And just not only mobility, but good depth too. 6 inches from the line. Not getting her first serve in on these big points.
Once more there.
That was a tight forehand. Just didn't have enough spin on it. Didn't accelerate. Decelerated it.
Got what she wanted. A little look at a second serve. Another stress point here. Set point number 5 for Pavlyuchenkova. Difficult for Pavlyuchenkova, returning at that end of the court at this time in the day with the sun directly in her eyes.
Because I'd like to see that get again, but they're not going to. But
hanging by a thread, and amazingly, match point number 3 now. Had a couple in the 10th game of this set. Remember, led 5-2 at one stage. Can she seal victory here?
oh my! 9-0. I tell you what, they're both playing better when they're behind in this tiebreak than when they're ahead. They're both getting a little tentative.
That was another intelligent serve, wasn't it? Right into the body.
Right into the body. And I'm telling you, Anisimova is having problems with that serve. Just those little adjustment steps getting around the ball. She's better with the when she has to reach for the return serve.
Turning into an epic tiebreak with so much at stake here on quarterfinals day at the championships. It's Anisimova now down the difficult end when returning, given the position of the sun on this court. Javier has seen 5 set points come and go. Anisimova has seen 3 match points come and go.
Short ball like that the whole match, so she had to move up, but Anisimova found that small little area to hit a winner.